These are my top tips for buying bonsai. Bonsai is such a fun and rewarding hobby, but a lot of beginners make some bad mistakes right at the beginning, and it ends up costing them time and money. So let's figure out how to avoid that. The first thing you need to consider is, are you going to be keeping this primarily indoors or primarily outdoors? Because there are different species that work better for either of those situations. If this is primarily for outdoor use, then you're wanting to look at species such as pines, junipers, maples, and elms. For indoor bonsai, things like ficus are going to be a much better choice. But you might also think about something like a dwarf jade or schefflera, or maybe even an Aurelia Ming. By keeping an outdoor species such as a juniper indoors, that's one surefire way to kill your plants. Next, let's talk about the stage of the plant that you are buying. Essentially, depending on how much you want to spend, you can start with something that has not been worked as a bonsai yet, and that would be considered nursery stock. Nursery stock is the cheapest and, well, not easiest, but it's the cheapest way to get into this hobby. And there are a lot of tutorials online of how to make bonsai from nursery stock, but essentially you're going into a plant nursery and finding material that has nice trunks or nice movement in the trunk, and then you're going to start creating that bonsai yourself. Like if you were looking at these olive trees, this one has kind of a straight and boring trunk, whereas this one has some nice movement to it. So you would probably choose this to start your bonsai with. The next way of getting bonsai material would be to go to a more dedicated bonsai nursery or a garden center that has starter material such as this. Now, these bonsai starter plants are going to be a little bit more expensive than just regular nursery stock because there's already been a little bit of work done to them. They've probably already been repotted into bonsai pots, and they've had some type of trimming or wiring done to them to at least get them started in the right direction for you. So you're paying for that nice head start that'll get you moving the right way to producing a more mature tree. And lastly, you could drop a lot of coin and buy an already more mature tree. And these things, they can get really expensive. You might be spending several $100s, or for more really good high quality stuff, you're looking at thousands of dollars. In those cases, you are paying for somebody's time because they have spent years, maybe even decades developing that tree. And this is more like buying finished artwork more so than something that you're going to be working on yourself as a hobbyist. For me personally, I only buy out of those first two categories, either nursery stock or starter material. One, because it fits my budget better, but I also really like the satisfaction of knowing that I have been the one that has helped shape this tree and develop it into what it is and what it's going to be for the future.